Hope you're not planning to waste my time.
All right, well, hey.
We're rolling!
Thank you for coming
Episode
back. Episode 5. We are going to talk about something heavy today. Topic that Aruj picked. I did not pick
Well, everybody's talking about it, so,
But yeah,
it's
so-
the hot topic of the week.
it. Right, so we're going to be talking about abortion. And you know what?
Ta-da!
We received some feedback, and I think we're going to try to stick with one topic per video, just to
Yep.
see how it goes.
No mumbo jumbles.
No mumbo jumbos, but I really liked the cannibal thing last time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I really wanted to
Made me
dive
think.
deeper into it.
You know, I found out, totally random, some people actually drink their significant other's blood for traditional or no, some purposes. That's
Really?
so weird.
In where?
In the U.S.
Well, you know, that's the problem.
No
right?
name, but-
That's the problem. So, all right. So
Like ritual.
we're starting with the U.S. We're starting with the U.S. Supreme Court,
Yep.
and the U.S. Supreme Court has just overturned Roe v. Wade. Right. So Roe v. Wade was this like huge case that happened in 1973, where pretty much the government or the federal courts, they said women can have the right to have an abortion.
Should be like that.
Right? All right. So recently what happened is the federal courts, right, the Supreme Court said, listen, it's not our problem. You guys beat the shit out of yourselves. You guys figure it out. States,
Give it
it's
away to the states.
your problem. So it's your problem, right? So that's what's going on.
And that's where things got confusing because
Yeah.
some states are Republican, some are Democratic.
Well, yeah, it's a really
So it's a weird line.
it's a very bipartisan issue, right? So, like everything in the United States, right? It's Democrat, Republican. I can't, I don't even think we've ever had a system that's had more than two parties,
No.
right?
Well, in some other countries, yeah, but not here. No.
What impact do you think it's gonna have? This decision is gonna have on America, right? Whether they be Democratic states, whether they be Republican states. What impact will this ban?
First of all, in Democratic states, women don't have to worry because that's where, it's not banned. You can still go on and get an abortion if you want to.
Yeah.
But in the Republican states, that's where, women are coming out and saying this is not fair, blah, blah, blah. And the other communities like LGBTQ and whatever, coming out and saying this is not fair and they're standing up for women's rights. And it's basically taking a new turn and, it's becoming a bigger issue.
So she's given the Democratic side, right? Again, she's right. So it doesn't really matter, right? If you're living in a blue state, there are some Democratic states such as California, Oregon, Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C., that are even doubling down and they're adding more rights to abortion itself. Now, there are some states in the Republican heartland, right, such as Texas, Arkansas, North Dakota, that have completely banned abortion, right? And so
That is a problem.
that, I think, right, that's where the issue lays, right?
So what's the issue though?
So, all right, so
Then you have to talk
yeah.
about, are you pro-abortion and are you not? Like some people are happy. that
So I will.
It's
So
taking place.
I want to talk about that, but first I want to give people an idea of what the federal government did and what now is the issue, right? So, for example, the federal government, right? It acts like a bar, right?
Yeah.
So the states cannot go below that because the federal government sets a standard, right? So before Roe v. Wade was overturned, right, they said that abortion is a privacy issue and that's something that is protected. So that's the bar. So no state can then go say, you know what, no, abortion isn't a right. No, because the bar, the feds have already established.
But
So
no.
some states like Texas, for instance, they said that, all right, fine, after 6 weeks, when you detect a heartbeat,
That's when
you can't have an abortion anymore, right? But all of that shit, it's out of the window now. So now there are states like Texas, Arkansas, North Dakota that are saying, you know what, we're banning, complete outright ban.
Right.
And that,
They're not detecting like a 6 week.
no, and
Heartbeat.
so See, that shit causes real issues when you look at, and the issue, because it's not really black and white. This isn't a black and white issue. So you were giving us the Democratic side, right?
Yeah.
So what do the Dems say? What do the pro-life people say?
Pro-life people say, the Democratic state...
Pro-choice.
Pro-choice people
Pro-choice.
say that it's because a woman's going to carry the baby for 9 months, so it should be her choice. But again, also, it depends on finances and blah, blah. If you want to take the conversation the other way. But that's what they say, that it should be a woman's choice of whether she wants to keep it or not. And nobody else should be deciding that for her,
Yeah.
So, I think that too, but I feel like I kind of agree with the other side as well. Like, if it's a 6-week if it's a heartbeat, it's actually a murder. And they believe that it's a sin. On the other side.
Right. So now let's go to pro-lifers, right? And Christianity, right? It's not something that should be a big surprise, but Christianity really dictates or kind of guides the Republican Party on this issue, right? And they believe that at the time the sperm fertilizes the egg, that's it. That's the life right there. Yeah. And you can't kill it. You can't kill it because killing is a sin. There you go. And you know what? Have the kid, right? Even if you have the kid, look, we have an abortion system. We have an adoption system, right? So you know what? Send the kid to adoption.
No.
But that shit doesn't work, right? Of course it doesn't.
How many kids are already in adoption centers and waiting to be adopted?
And how many kids say the adoption system or whatever system, the foster care system is beautiful, it works amazingly?
No.
I've never heard that in my life.
It doesn't work.
Right? So that's the issue. That's why it's pro-life versus pro-choice. So
it's like
what the hell do we do?
I don't know. It's like this whole week I was thinking, like, what is a real stance I would take? I couldn't decide because you are pro-life and you're also pro-choice, but as a female, I think it should be pro-choice. But then again, I don't know what goes through a mother's mind when she's going through abortion. It's probably like a lot of stress and so then a lot of women go to get an abortion because they either can't afford it or it's so many other reasons. But honestly, then the other side is like, if you can't afford it, then just buy contraceptives.
So listen, I'm gonna do something that I promised everybody I wasn't gonna do, and I am gonna give my opinion, right? And my opinion is that, look, while there are black and white issues, right, abortion is clearly not one of them. No. So women aren't simply vessels, right? And there are instances of medical and mental emergencies, in which case, the mother's life is in danger, and that's when you need to step in, right? That's where abortion is a necessity. It's a right there, right? And that should always be considered. But states like Texas, like North Dakota,
that's the question,
right? They kind of, that's
they drew the line, it can't be
It's
done.
a black and white issue for them. So now the mother's life becomes in danger, right? But I draw the line on financial issues. Like, listen, if you're stupid enough not to buy contraceptives, you're an idiot. There you go. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You're an idiot, right?
But also, it's sometimes accidents happen. These women who already have 4 to 5 kids, they don't want to go through a pregnancy, because it takes a toll on your mental health, physical health. So then what do you do? And imagine if you're living in Texas and you're going through something like that, and you're like, I can't do anything, even though you and your husband or you and your partner both are pro-abortion, and you're like, okay, you can't do this, and what do you do then?
Go to Mexico, get an abortion.
You can flee the state.
Look, but at the end of the day, man, Aruj, I think how do you police an immoral society, right? Right, there is no stock placed in family values, right? And this is my own opinion, right? Religion is an afterthought and a belief in a moral code by a higher power, right? That is just stupid as shit. How do you believe that? How can you believe that, right? And you can't,
that's the question.
Right?
How can
and
you
so people say you can't, right? And that's why you have, this is a quote, you can quote me, That's why you have complete donkeys with pink hair talking about rights.
Code him, guys. Code him.
That just makes no sense to me.
Code.
Right? When you separate family from rights, from birth, from inception, from motherhood, this is what ensues, right? People in California are protesting, right? And okay, good, fine, whatever, that's their right.
Yeah.
But it's not them that are going to be affected.
No.
It's women in
the other
Texas.
states.
It's women in the South, right?
I think they're standing up for them. I mean, that's also like.
Yeah, but they have nothing in common, though. You do understand that, right?
But just for women's rights, they want to stand.
If they landed in San Francisco, right, they would feel like they were on a totally complete alien planet.
Yep. But still, so what's the take on it?
Shit, that's my take.
That's my take.
So that's my opinion. I want to hear yours.
It's not a black and white issue, just like you said. For me too, I've been struggling for a whole week since I heard that this happened. Like, what is my opinion on it? And I think in some like instances where women are in like in a deep emotional burden, it's like an emotional burden, financial burden, and if their life is at stake, it should be allowed. I think even in the states which it is a ban, I think they should put some clause there. Like, if this is the reason you're getting an abortion, you can get it. If this, I don't know, like, can you separate those? There should be some bullet points, like, here you go. If this is why you're getting an abortion, you can do it and you cannot do it.
So it's whatever it is, the federal government says, listen, it's not our problem. You guys deal with it. You guys figure your shit out. Yeah. Right? And then states, states in the deep south, they want to get rid of babies. So that's what's going to happen. I mean, they want to keep them, but they want to put them in adoption systems. They want to.
That doesn't work.
And that's not really going to work, right? But I think the people that are going to be the most affected, and this is like a big, big issue, is that poor people, right? That already have too many mouths to feed, are really going to face the brunt of this issue, where they don't have any access. It's not like, they can just go, they barely have passports to go across the country, or they can't just go to blue states, right?
No, but then
it's daunting. It's usually teenagers.
Yeah, but shouldn't they provide contraceptives to people?
No, but that's the thing. I mean, in the red states,
they are banning abortion,
right? Maybe, but they're going to face the brunt of this decision by the Supreme Court to kind of overturn this notion of like, hey, privacy and abortion, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Privacy is a constitutional right, and I think getting rid of that and saying, hey, no, it's not. It's really people that are already facing hardship, facing struggle. They don't have money. They're already on food stamps, right? They are gonna get.
What my take would be on it? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think instead of leaving up to the states, they should just leave it up to the person. I mean, let them make that moral decision. Let them decide.
That wouldn't work. Listen,
that wouldn't work. How?
Okay, look, listen, right? People always say, like, democracy is the best way of government, but we live in a federal republic, right?
Right.
Closest thing to democracy, right? And people aren't happy, right? Look, democracy was started by ancient Athenians, right? And it worked at a city level when only men could vote. Women, slaves, children, they couldn't vote, right? And so look, democracy is a flawed system, and this is just another flaw in that system. There is no perfect form of a government.
Yeah, but still I feel like there's no end to this conversation.
It's not. It's really not. Like, you have two things. It's not black and white.
Yeah.
But they have, you cannot police an immoral society.
You can't. Just like you said, quote unquote. We have donkeys and pink hair people.
I mean, you're fighting over rights, but like, if you ask one of them, right, or if you ask anybody on that is a woke liberal, right, and I'm, I think I'm an independent. I hate people on both sides of the aisle, right?
Just hater.
But they won't tell you what a woman is. They cannot classify it because they have this completely detached, unrealistic ideal of what a woman should be. And I'm actually interested to hear everybody's thoughts.
Yeah, I was gonna just add, I would somehow just want you guys to tell us in the comments or in messages or whatever, like if you like or dislike this video, but also let us know what's your take on it, because honestly, it's just maybe that's the take from this video. If you're not clear about something, I just keep researching and keep finding out what your stance is on that subject. So it'd be too early to say if I'm pro-choice or pro-life, but I think I'm a little bit of both, but I just don't know. But I am pro-choice more. If you put it on a level, I would be more pro-choice than pro-life.
You guys know what I think. I think that it is complicated.
It is complicated.
It's not a black and white issue.
No.
And you can't make it like that. And there should be, if you are trying to fix the band-aid that's on the wound, maybe you should ask bigger questions on why things like this exist, right? What about family values? What about, what kind of moral code do you assign yourself to?
Right.
I think that's much more. There's a lot of wisdom that you can find when you look at the issue and you just sit with it.
Yeah.
Right? All right, shit. Let me know what you guys thought about this.
It's a bit dry, I feel like.
It is. It's a bit dry, but you know what? We're trying it out. It's something that people are talking about, and I mean, you know what? Wait.
You know why I picked this topic? Let me tell you a little bit of background. Why I picked this topic, because of how confusing it is for me and which way to lean.
So
I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it, get some history from you, and then let people decide and maybe start a conversation or what do you guys think or what it should be,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right, your opinion doesn't matter. No one gives a shit, right? I'm gonna tell you straight, right? No, seriously, no one does, right? You don't sit on the federal bench, right, or the Supreme Court bench, right? The only thing that you can do in our democracy is to vote for people that you believe in, that believe the same way that you do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And you can protest, but good luck with that.
Yeah. Well,
right?
For people who you think morally are aligned with your morals, I guess. But
yeah.
So you can depend on them.
I think that's pretty much all that you can do.
Well.
All right. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about next time. Thank you so much.
Like it, Hamza. Subscribe it, Aruj. Welcome to the Late Shift, episode 5. Please let us know what you think.
Just do.
Subscribe.
I hope you're not planning to waste my time.